From coast to coast and in multiple nations overseas, protesters turned out today to take part in thousands of No Kings protests. They're aimed at speaking out against the Trump administration's policies, including the war with Iran, the higher cost of living, and immigration crackdowns. Crowds also gathered here in the Commonwealth. Rallies spanned from Mount Vernon, Richmond, to even right here in Lexington. WKYT's Maggie Rickerby spoke with several protesters who were downtown today about why they're protesting and the message they're hoping to send. She has our top story at 11.
With voices loud,
people power,
and signs held high, protesters in downtown Lexington are gathered with a message to elected officials. No kings.
Sometimes when it's just one voice, nobody listens, but when you have a group of people joining together, it's louder.
Many protesters here say they're speaking out against the war with Iran, calling for the defunding of ICE and the release of the Epstein files. They say they believe President Donald Trump has overreached his limits of power, many comparing him to a king or dictator.
I believe in exercising my right to free speech. It's a fundamental American right, and I believe in accountability, and I would like to see members of Congress uphold the Constitution and their oath to the Constitution.
And it's not only here in Lexington. Organizers say protests are happening in all 50 states.
Protesting works because it shows public will. To hold our elected officials accountable, we have to show up.
According to U.S. organizers, more than 3,100 events nationwide were scheduled Saturday. They say they expected more than 9 million to participate across the country. Saturday's estimate is around 8 million. Here in Lexington, the large crowd of hundreds of protesters ended the day with a march. In Lexington, Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.